Animal and human research is very different. When we're considering research on human beings, this research is done under a deontological ethical framework, and this means that we adhere to certain duties. One of those duties is to avoid inflicting harm upon human beings that are participating in the research. If there is any risk of harm in particular, the subjects need to be informed about those risks and to provide their consent. And if they're unable to do so, then a guardian acting on their behalf needs to make that decision for them. This is really different from the ethical frameworks that govern animal research. In animal research, we tend to use a utilitarian ethical framework in which the utility of the research, so the likely benefits in terms of advancement of healthcare or gain in useful knowledge, should outweigh the expected costs or harms associated with that research. Now, there's a couple of problems when we apply these utilitarian ethical frameworks to non-human primate research. One of those is that it's very difficult to accurately estimate the likely benefits of this research. Research on non-human primates has proceeded since about the mid-20th century, particularly in domains such as the cognitive sciences, but also in attempting to study human diseases such as HIV and other viral diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and a range of other human diseases. The beneficiaries of this research are often assumed to be all of humanity, but the reality is that around about a third of people in developing nations don't regularly receive access to medications of any kind, let alone new medications that are being developed following animal research. When we've done follow-up studies looking at how much of that research is actually translated into human healthcare benefits, the large-scale systematic reviews have demonstrated that the benefits are often very low. In one of my studies, I looked at all invasive chimpanzee research conducted around the world during a recent decade, and I found that around half of that research never went on to be used by any subsequent research as far as we could tell. A minority of the research did go on to be used, but almost all of that did not provide the contributions to the advancement of human healthcare that had actually been hoped. Other systematic reviews have found similar results since then. The vast majority of non-human primate research, unfortunately, doesn't go on to produce the human healthcare benefits that have been hoped for. The harms associated with non-human primate research are quite profound. Non-human primates in particular have a range of advanced characteristics that may render them more vulnerable to being harmed by invasive research. They have advanced communicative and social characteristics, things like long memories and the ability to recognize certain people and tools and procedures. This may actually increase their capacity to be harmed, for example, through disruption of their social bonds and through their ability to recognize that certain people and procedures have been associated with fear and stress in the past and may be associated with those again in the future. The advanced characteristics of non-human primates provide a strong moral argument for applying to them not a utilitarian ethical framework, but a deontological framework when we're considering invasive research protocols. Under such a framework, we might choose to approve, for example, only research in which the individual primate was genuinely expected to benefit from the research. Our recent scientific article describes the problems that are associated with the utilitarian ethical frameworks commonly used to govern non-human primate research and proposes various solutions to those.